Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Transformers Generations from the Combiner Wars series. We're looking at Brawl. Now when it comes to Transformers, I am a sucker for Megatron. He's probably my favourite Transformer of all time. The main reason I picked up Brawl is because he turns into a tank, which is very reminiscent of the G1 or G2. Not the very first Megatron, but I guess the second iteration of the character. This guy looks pretty cool. He does combine to form, let's take a look on the back, Bruticus, who was actually a really sick Transformer. Loved him in the early cartoon series. He was also really good in the latest Transformer game as well. Other figures in the set, we've got Blast Off, Vortex, Onslaught. I haven't been able to find Onslaught everywhere. I've looked pretty hard to try and get him, and I can't see him in any of the places that I normally purchase my figures from. Swindle's fairly common, and Brawl as well. He's a 14-step Transformer. The read-up on the back says, "Some bots suffer from blind rage. Brawl is not one of those. His rage is laser-focused. His fuel, it's the fuel that powers his destructive fury, and the angrier he gets, the better he is in combat." Not a bad read-up. I'm excited to see what the comic says as well. From memory, it's an old comic that's basically just been reissued with a new cover. But still, let's get Bruticus and Brawl opened up. Okay, and here we've got Brawl opened up and out of packaging. He's a pretty cool looking Transformer. You don't get a lot in the way of detail. One other thing that surprised me a little bit is he feels very, very cheap. And that's a little bit disappointing because these guys normally have quite an expensive price point. At least in Australia, they're around the $30, $35 mark, which is a lot of money. Taking a look on the side and also the back, there is some nice detail, particularly with the tank portion of Brawl. But otherwise, there's not a lot. I mean, it's fairly bare bones. It's certainly a Transformer that will have the mold reused a fair bit in the future, I'm fairly sure. Now, as a Transformer, he's got a ton of articulation: ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, ball-jointed elbows, ball-jointed legs, ball-jointed knees, like a weird feet thing, which is kind of cool as well. But the real highlight for this guy is actually transforming him. Okay, and here we've got Brawl in tank mode. He looks pretty nice. He's actually a lot smaller than I was hoping for, which is a little bit of a shame. The transformation itself is actually fairly easy. I only had a little bit of trouble just getting it to clip in at the end. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty cool. I'll bring it forward so you guys can take a look. There's a lot of nice detail. He certainly looks very cool as an actual tank. It's obviously got the turret and everything. The final piece you can adjust, I guess, the positioning of where the actual tank is. But yeah, I think he's pretty nicely detailed, which is always very good. He does come with this other accessory, which is the two cannon accessory. You can clip that in and do, I guess, what you want with it. I'm probably not going to display Brawl with this. I'll likely keep him as a tank for a little while, just because I think he looks pretty cool. Now, the other accessory that Brawl comes with is, of course, this comic book. Now, it's a pretty cool comic book. It has been re-released before, I think several times actually. The artwork itself is really nice. It is fairly old, but there's some great shots and things like that. In terms of actually finding Brawl in there, he's not in it a great deal, which is a little bit of a shame, but he also looks a little bit different to how he looks in this figure form. But overall, it's a nice addition, certainly a great accessory. I always love when comic books give us, look at that, that's a pretty cool page. Nice artwork, and also when they're thrown in with accessories. It is quite a few pages as well. It's not like one of the dud comic books that you used to get in the 90s toys that was like 3 or 4 pages. There is some substance to it. So definitely well worth picking up. Overall, a really cool Transformer. If you can find this guy, I think he is well worth picking up. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on the Hasbro Transformers Generations Brawl.